When I was very, very young, I lived in a kampong in Geylang. In this kampong, there were many, many neighbors, many families, and we share a little hut, a wooden hut, that all of us go there to do our business. And every few days, our night soil uncle will come to clear the shit. I cannot remember, can never forget the 32 doors trucks that he has. And what was so vivid was the smell, the maggot, and the newspaper we used to clean our backside. When I was in primary school, bus fare is only 5 cents. It was very noisy, very sugary, and the conductor would come to give us a bus ticket. He punched, and of course, he had to be accountable for the money we pay him. One of all our favorite pastime was go and collect all these used tickets. I remember I went to the bus interchange, collect, and bring home, and try to find whether there's some kind of sequence, some kind of series in the number. And we exchange bus ticket among our friends. And if I can find a series of number like 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, a series number consecutively, wow, I tell you, that's very valuable. I'm so proud to show my friend, wow, you see, 1, 1, 1, 2, 9, 9, 9, 9. That's how we pass our childhood day. When I was working, started work at time, my boss gave me a pager. And with beeps, I had to quickly run to the nearest neighborhood telephone, put my coins in, dial, and call back to my boss. And if I call him back too late, I'll get scolded. Now, 2018, I live in a wonderful HDB apartments, where the lift bring me up to my floor. I don't worry about whether the roof will leak or whether there be floods, when the rain comes. But I do, enjoy and reminiscence those kampong days when I used to run wild, pluck trees, enjoy myself in those kampong days. And now, if you go to the little island in Pulau Ubin, you will understand what I mean. For transport, now we just go and tap to the bus and MRT. It's so seamless. And all this information, the LTA collect it and is already able to design, our public services. I now have a personal chauffeur that's on call 24/7. It brings me from where I am to anywhere I want to go in many parts of the world. That personal chauffeur is Grab. Uber. When I go to the toilet downstairs, there's some toilets that warm up the seat. And I sit down, it automatically washes my backside and even flush all the smell and dirt away. Now, with a handphone, it's more than a pager. It has become my personal assistant. He wakes me up early in the morning, tells me what I need to do, reminds me of all my appointments for the day. It's now has become my encyclopedia, my newspaper, my wallet, my bank, and everything else I need to survive for the day. Can you imagine life without a handphone and laptop in our office, and our home, and our school? Technology, interestingly, for the past 50 years, compared to the past 2,000 years of our human evolution, the exponential growth and the accelerating power of this technology has totally disrupted the way I communicate, the way I commute, the way I live, play, and learn. Now, from early years of our first invention of the printing press, we're now looking at the next phase of chip design called the 3D chips. Our brain has 100 billion neurons connected inside there. The little chips in your PC contains 100 billion transistors inside. And they are compressed into one thin layer of silicon wafer. 3D chips. Now we are able to combine the huge power of a processor together with a huge flash memory of our storage capacity into one thin layer. And now we're using new material which is known as carbon nanotubes. And these carbon nanotubes is mechanical properties, electrical properties, and most important, the thermal properties are so much more superior than the silicon tubes we used to use. Instead of having 4 edges to connect the PC together to our RAM, now we have layers that can integrate and connect layers and layers, millions of integration with each layers. Such 3D chips is predicted to be even 1,000 times faster than our chip nowadays. Well, they say that it will take us maybe 10 to 15 years before it becomes commercialized. But I'll be amazed, kind of power, how small our gadgets and our technology will going to become. The question is, there's so much advancement in technology. So the question is that our brain, does technology affect our brain development? Do we become more stupid? Do we become shortchanged? Has our memory or have our brain become much more worse off because we rely so much on technology? What will human be like 100 years, maybe 1,000 years from now? The brain is your hardware of the very existence of a human being. How well your brain works affects how happy you are, how effective you as a person, and they affect the kind of relationship with people around you. The brain is like a muscle, okay? The more you use it, the more vibrant and more powerful it becomes. If you don't use it, you lose it. This arm of mine, if I would tie it here for the next 3 to 5 years, it will become useless. And I might have to amputate it. Our brain will prune away those connections that we don't use. And you'll strengthen those connections that we keep practicing and practicing. But most important, you create new connection with novel and new things that we do every day. So the key to mental health is actually to do different and new things every single day of our life. So many people asking me a question. How do we improve our brain? But good and bad, we are now start to outsource many of our brain functions to technology. We have now outsourced our memory to all our gadgets. We have now outsourced our knowledge and information to Mr. Google. And now Google has become my teacher. We have now outsourced our spatial awareness to GPS, Waze, Google Maps. And now we are even outsourced our thinking to call artificial intelligence. And this artificial intelligence, they are more powerful. They can able to predict, analyze, predict future trends much more powerful than us. And now with technology, we are able to use our brain to control our prosthetic limbs, just using brainwave. Scientists have now been trying to find out, in fact, researching how we can convert our thoughts into text. Can you imagine in the future, we wear a special type of cap, and then I look at it. Hey, John, where are you? Without touching my screen. And John replied, I'm at Starbucks. Okay, coming soon. Scary, but it's going to come. So, how much technology will able to change us? We can't run away and avoid technologies. Everywhere technology is about us. Okay? So, because of technology, we become so addicted to it that we can't do without it. 22% of young smartphone users, they admitted that they look at their screen every few minutes, in every few minutes of the time. Even for myself, I was looking around for my phone. Hoi, what happened? Is anybody calling me? Am I missing anything? And why are people not responding to my messages? Addiction. Human has been addicted for thousands of years to drugs, alcohol. And now, for the past 10 years, scientists and psychologists are looking at the epidemic human addiction to technology. Addiction like this, like smoking. First path is horrible. Second path, you start to get used to it. The more path you have, you start to enjoy it. And the more you take, you start to be addicted to it. So the other question is that human has ability not to be addicted. Some parents are always asking me, hey, Jason, computer games, is it good for my children? Will the children become more aggressive, more less human, less social? What happened? There is, when you play computer games, there's definitely a link between exposure to violent computer games and increased aggressive behavior. Research says that these games many times make us desensitize to human emotion. It makes us less sympathetic. It makes us less, more accepting of violence. It makes us have more aggressive thoughts, and sometimes it gives us to be more aggressive in our behavior. A few years ago, I have a child, Sec 1. He was playing computer game at home for 4 to 6 hours every day. The mom was so fed up. So the mom just plucked off the switch while playing halfway. He was so furious. He was so angry. He was so frustrated. He took the whole screen and smashed it against the mother. But on the other side, if you use the right type of computer games has shown to improve many cognitive functions. For example, spatial visual awareness, better pattern recognition, better reaction time, better right-hand coordination, better decision making, faster decision making, and better problem solving skills. It does sometimes help our brain. Next question is that every day we are bombarded with so much information everywhere we go. Are we easily distracted by all this technology? The ability to focus is a very, very important mental skills that we need to thrive in our very competitive environment. When you want to do a very cognitive demanding task, like for example, like preparing for an exam, writing a piece of paper, the key to success is not to be distracted. But the problem with technology is that it's designed with this continuous flow of distraction, interruption to keep us engaged with all their devices. So it's up to you. Whether do we allow technology to distract us, to interrupt our life, or we can easily switch off technology with a push of a button. Next question is that sometimes you are using all this social media, Facebook, Instagram. Does it become less human? Does it become more and more socially impaired? Like, I like the movie called Real Player One. I believe portray the kind of life, 60% of time behind the virtual world. Because technology is so advanced nowadays, we don't need to have this face-to-face interaction anymore. There's no need for us to meet up, What's the point of coming to a tech talk when I can, view it in the internet or webinar? Research shows that because of social media, we have become more and more isolated, more and more self-absorbed, more and more detached, narcissistic, and more individualistic. I have a friend, a family friend. He was so excited after passing the exam. He went for the second interview. He was looking for this government agency job. He was so excited, he thought he was going to get in, but he didn't get in. So because of us, after second interview was rejected, he was so depressed. And he stayed in his room for the next 6 months. And I have to go to encourage him write cards and sleep it below his bedroom walls. Many times we are using technology to self-medicate. To soothe our soul. We use MTVs, we use Korean movies, we use so many brain gadgets. And sometimes all this technology has actually creating more and more mental health problems that we stop to seek help from people around us. As you can see everywhere, I see in a shopping mall, sometimes the whole family, the mom, the dad, the kids, all are on iPad and iPhone. 80% of human communication comes from non-verbal cues. Our tone, our body language, our gestures, Social media sometimes, deprive us of the opportunity for spontaneous social interaction, eye contact, self-regulation. Many of those children nowadays, they are losing life skills, people skills. And many of them do not know what is street smart all about. So the question now is, technology is affecting everything we do. So what can we do about it? In fact, I should say technology is good for the brain. But the problem is the overuse or the excessive use or the over-reliance on all this technology. We should never allow ourselves to be physically, emotionally, mentally handicapped by all this technology. Just like fire. Fire is a very good tool for us to cook a wonderful meal. But at the same time, fire can burn our house down. Technology don't need to define us. We define the kind of technology we want. We define the kind of media we consume every day of our life. For example, there was many developers nowadays that are looking at designing computer games that is more pro-social, more empathy promoting games. And now they're trying to use this game to help kids to be more cooperative, more autistic, having a better perspective taking, and also able to tolerate other people's behavior. Nowadays, there's a great emphasis on human-centric design thinking in creating our new technologies. Look at what the human need and not what the technology can give us. There are many platforms now, in social, eco platform that are promoting now self-esteem, self-confidence, and now they are looking at something called virtual empathy, creating that in our virtual community. I always tell teachers, that come to me, hey, please give our children 1 hour every day of unstructured free play. Don't control them. If you give our kids a 1 hour of free play, everything they need, communication skills, conflict resolution, social skills, problem solving, will automatically be built among these kids, which are now so lagging. Character, empathy, compassion, consideration, all these areas can be built just allowing the kids to play among themselves. The power of choice. We live in the real world. We are not living in the matrix or in the oasis. We should all go out and enjoy life to the fullest as a human being. Let's enjoy adventure. Go for dance. Enjoy the arts. Travel. Be what we humans are supposed to be. Nothing can replace our face-to-face interaction that we humans need. Be a good friend and enjoy a wonderful time with all our friends in person. Come down and attend a TED Talk like this and socialize with each other. Simon Cowell, he says that he has not used his handphone for the past 10 months. And he says that it is so good for his mental health. He says now he's so much more happier, so much more focused in his work. Can you imagine? No phone, no laptop, no gadgets, no internet, no technology. freedom. Thank you.